growing up, we always had a Next directory in our house, so it's iconic. So I think this is from 1988, I want to say.
It's insane, like, it's all the stocks like in that one book.
I've worked out I've done over 100 sales throughout my career.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive
It's
figure.
a scary thought. So I've also got my very first Next badge that I had back when I started at Next. And I hear that you used to like wearing a badge when you were younger. I think I've got a photo here that I've managed to get from your dad.
Hello, I'm Alfie, Sales Manager at Next and Retail Apprentice. Today we're looking back at the history of our stores and how they're key for growth and how they've developed throughout the years.
And I'm Ollie, Area Manager for East Midlands. I've been a part of Next's retail journey since the days before online, and I've had the privilege of watching our teams and stores grow and adapt to new customers and shopping habits.
We'll also be showing you what's next for the brand and what we're most excited for the future.
So let's jump right in. Right, Alfie, so tell me, what do you know about the Next directory?
I absolutely have no idea. I've never seen one of these before. At first glance, it kind of reminds me a bit of an Argos catalogue.
Are you kidding me? You've never seen one of these
I've
before?
never seen one of these.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So it's iconic. So I think this is from 1988, I want to say. I remember, so growing up, we always had a Next directory in our house. There was always one on the coffee table. They were always propping up a door somewhere. My mum had them delivered all the time, and no joke, she was ordering from them every week without fail. Shall we have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a look at them. So yeah, you used to have to phone up and place all your orders over the phone. You couldn't do anything online. It was all kind of over the phone. Let's have a look at some menswear classic. Oh my God.
That's really different to now.
You say that though. I think some of these kind of
quite
prints
similar,
are back
actually.
in.
Yeah, they are.
Bit kind of collegiate.
So it'd have like all your prices and size that you could order it in, literally just next to it, yeah.
Yeah, so you literally get the M number, as it used to be called back in the day, phone up the directory and then place your order over the phone. Probably about a week later, that would then be couriered to you. There was no kind of next day to store or next day delivery back in those days. Bomber jackets.
Still in.
Love it, as modelled by. I remember when I first started with Next, online was just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
But we used to have to, in retail, we used to have to sign customers up to the directory. So every customer that we serve, we'd have to ask, oh, do you want to sign up for a directory?
So then they get sent a directory every month?
They would then get sent one, and we'd create them an account.
Yeah.
But we used to kind of be bonused and targeted to try and get customers signed up.
As many directories as we can, yeah, makes sense.
I actually remember one time, so the very first store I started in Banbury, I had to walk up and down the shopping centre dressed as a directory.
What is an actual book?
An actual book. So there's like a big box thing that had armholes in it that I was walking up and down the shopping centre. I looked a complete worry. I mean, kids, oh my.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You definitely don't see kind of like
anymore,
photo shoots like this anymore, do you? Online and directory were the same thing, but I think it was only recently, I want to say in the last few years, we stopped making the directory and it purely is now all online.
All online, yeah.
But in essence, it is the same thing.
They kind of work the same thing, yeah.
Same kind of business. I mean, when it first started, it was really small. I remember we just used to have like a little cupboard with parcels in. We may have had 20 a day or something. Stores now on average kind of get 500-600 a day. Yeah. I know your store, you probably get 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
And that process of picking them up now is so much slicker and easier for the customer. Right, Alfie, so do you remember this one then?
This one's a lot more familiar to me.
So this is the directory from 2018. Yep. So around about the time that we stopped doing the directory. Talk to me about what you remember from this one.
So yeah, this is a lot more familiar to what I see now in stores with the same kind of styles and stuff. See, compared to the other ones, a lot more going on in each page. We've got more photos, more colourful.
Wonder how many horses we'll see in this
I
one.
know, yeah, probably not that many. Like even some of the bits now, like there's some similar pieces in here that we do similar now. So this is a lot more from what I can remember, yeah.
And do you remember ever ordering from it?
Can't remember ordering from it, but I remember seeing it at home.
Yeah. If I remember right, I think there used to be like a brand section right at the back.
Yeah. It's like Lacoste, Converse. So this is a lot more familiar to what we do online now, so we've got a branded section, so this would make sense, yeah. A lot more colourful, a lot more stock.
Very different to what we saw.
Very different compared to the one, very different.
But in essence, still...
It's very much the same.
Next?
It is very Next, yeah. Just very slightly different.
So Alfie, as we're talking about things from years ago, I've got a couple of things I just want to show you. So do you recognise or know what that is?
I do not recognise one of these. The Faith Restorer. 2006, the year I wasn't even born when this came
Were
out.
you not?
No.
So this is the Faith Restorer, the iconic Faith Restorer. You know the Word that we have now?
Yes.
It's like the company magazine?
Yeah.
So this is what we used to have back when I first started working for Next.
Yeah.
I think if we look through some of the photos from here, so I think this edition was the one right after autumn-winter product training that we had, where I think that is Steve Brookstein, who won the X Factor, came and performed for us that year. So there's a bit of a section on awards.
Yeah.
So you can see, I think these are like the regional winners for the awards that we used to have. This season's key trend items. I've also got, I wanted to share this with you as well. So when I first started, back in 2001, this was my 4-week review that I had when I very first started, that my manager did with me.
That's a very different one to the ones we do today.
It is. So we now do them online, don't we? And through the Learning Hub. But this used to literally be a form that the manager would sit down and fill out with me, just to talk about how I was getting on those 4 weeks. And you can see I was always dressed in uniform and a badge, always on the shop floor 10 minutes before my shift. Oliver is very quiet but works well with the team.
Oh, I see.
Some things don't change.
Yeah, they're definitely.
So I've also got my very first Next badge that I had back when I started at Next, which you can see.
It's very different to what we have now.
It is very different.
Shiny.
Very shiny, all very kind of classic no names on it. I've bought my other one as well, so you can see the difference.
Compared to the new ones, obviously we both wear now, the new ones compared to that, it's very sleek, modern. It's plastic, isn't it? The ones we've got now compared to metal. The badge and obviously the logos remain quite similar. I know it's moved throughout the years, but obviously Next's new logos, it's quite similar to the older one.
It is, isn't it? It's gone back to the uppercase, which I think feels more kind of premium, doesn't it?
Exactly, I'd probably agree as well, yeah.
And I hear that you used to like wearing a badge when you were younger. I think I've got a photo here that I've managed to get from your dad, which shows you, how old were you there?
6, maybe? 7?
Wearing your dad's store manager badge.
It must have always meant to be, yeah.
It was always meant to be, for definite.
Compared to, I'm even leaving them badges now, they're like, the difference, they were quite long.
Yeah, true.
Golden, had the stripes for your grading as well.
It did, it used to have the stripe to indicate what grade of manager you were.
That's an old photo, that is.
It is. Looks like you're playing shops there.
Probably are playing shops, yeah, we're all set up down here, yeah.
Brilliant.
Always playing Next.
Definitely was meant to be. Right, Alfie, I think we've got some photos to look through. So should we start by looking at this one? So this is Fosse Park.
Yeah.
So the store that you currently work in.
First thing that comes to mind is the old shop fit here on the right. Like, that is completely different to what we've got now.
There is a lot of wood in that photo.
I was going to say, in comparison to Fosse Park at the minute, it's very sleek, it's very modern, white, and like they've got loads of colours going on there. I would say as well, looking at this one, the Next home store, they're not as consistent now, so we have quite big hybrid stores now, don't we?
We do, yeah. So some of our home standalones we've consolidated into one big hybrid unit.
In the comparison of like even just what the staff are wearing there, like quite formal wear, like now we can go quite casual, quite trendy wear there. It was very much suits, dresses, skirts.
Right, what have we got here? So, what is this that we're looking at?
Is it a stock room?
That can't be a stock room. That's got to be, is it a lift?
Is it a lift?
It looks like...
Because what's this on the side here? Is it like, I thought maybe this is...
That looks like something, like a display unit of some kind. Like.
So is it a display unit next to the lift?
A paternoster lift? Have you ever heard of that before?
No, it moves in a continuous loop, one side going up, one down.
No idea.
Oh, so obviously it carries shoes from down.
So it's like other retailers that you see where they've got like a shoe lift that kind of brings shoes
pop up and down. That's really I've never seen one of them before.
We need to get these back into the
I know,
stores.
that'd be so much easier.
Getting a pair of shoes from the stock room, can you imagine how quick
It'd be a dream, you could just call up and someone send it down in the lift.
Love it. Right, this one, what do you notice in this image?
Well, first of all, Next they've got their own cafe compared to now where we have the concessions, like Costa in my store, for example, so that's still quite similar, but obviously we've now got a brand in there.
Got the customer ordering facility, that graphic behind the till there. So that looks like it's the customer ordering desk.
So that's like one specific place. We're in store now, where obviously you can do your orders online or you can just come to the till, so it's quite different. They had their own place to go and order things.
Definitely.
But look, when you're looking at the tills, like they're quite chunky, like now we've literally just got flat screens.
Yeah.
So they're quite...
I remember those tills, like from years ago.
They have the buttons on the side and all
they
that.
Had buttons on the side, yeah.
No,
they
they're all touch
weren't the
screen
most
stuff.
reliable, if I'm being totally honest. We've definitely come a long
I
way
know
since
we've
those
come a
tills.
long way, yeah.
What have we got here? I think that even might be made to measure. We used to do like alterations and made to measure years ago in stores, so that looks like it could be
So
one of
maybe
those
that's how we can order them in the made to measure. Yeah, that makes it because it looks like a tailoring department or a specific area.
Yeah. And one thing that strikes me, sitting this photo on the left, you've got, if you look at the fixtures we've got hardly any stock on there. So that table, I think you've got one pair of trousers, a jacket and an accessory, whereas now we really use that kit to
so it's a
get stock
comparison
out,
in
don't we?
like the centre floor equipment,
A lot of folded displays there as well.
where now we do quite hanging. So
True.
yeah, it is very
Imagine
different.
trying to keep those tidy now.
I know, it'd be a nightmare.
What have we got here? So this looks like a home department.
Very different to what we see now, but also quite similar. So it looks like it's got like a specific edit. So what we do now, we've got like the edits and stuff. So that's quite similar.
It does feel like that's almost like come back around.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
our home shop fit did move on quite a bit, and now it feels like we've come
gone
back to this
back
kind
to
of more industrial, kind of raw shop fit.
And the style's very different as well. Blue sofa with bright cushions.
True, and if you think how our home range has expanded since then, that probably is the home department in a store.
Where now it could
Whereas-
take up double floors.
Exactly. You've got almost and home standalones, as
Yeah.
we've said as well.
What's this?
That is a
Home
salon.
Salon.
I did know that we used to do salons in stores years ago, but I've never seen one.
No, I've never seen one of these either. Would the salon have been like a concession, what we'd see now? So would it be?
Yeah. So now we've got obviously Costa's our biggest
Costa.
concession. We've got Mamas and Papas in stores. We've got Waterstones. We've just starting to put Holland and Barrett in,
yeah.
which is quite exciting. We've got TUI. So the amount of concessions, I think that's probably something we've always been really passionate about within retail.
So obviously as we get the bigger stores, we'll get more concessions in as well, yeah. So that's still quite similar to what we used to do, just obviously different brands and different ways we do it, yeah.
Do you think it's time to bring back a salon?
Bring back a salon, because I'll happily go and get a haircut on my break.
Haircut on your break, love it.
Now this is something different.
I remember these. Do you remember vouchers?
Not vouchers, no.
Do you not? See, I remember the days of vouchers.
£20.
This is one from 1987.
Wow.
And you used to have to, so they were a bit of a nightmare to deal with. So you used to have to like scan them through the till. You then had to print them through the till, post them, and at the end of the day, you'd have to like reconcile them all and count them in your banking every night.
You have to sign it as well. So obviously now it's very
Yeah.
easy, just scan it on the till, put the price in, paid for,
So much
sorted,
easier.
yeah.
Yeah. Badges.
Like we spoke about earlier, very different.
Yeah. End pins. So you used to get an end pin when you hit a certain level of training. You used to get an end pin, which like demonstrated a bit like a 4-star now.
Yeah.
That's like a bit
Would
of
you
a
wear
badge of
that
honour.
with your badge as well, yeah?
Yeah, so you used to have your next badge and then your end pin.
Well, that's really cool.
Sale.
Sale.
Wow.
What I would say that strikes me first is 7 days only. Obviously now we
Yeah.
don't limit it to just 7 days, obviously till stock lasts, so
True.
that's the first thing.
What are your thoughts on sale? Because obviously we've just come out of end of season sale.
I would say I've done about 5 sales now, and the last one we just did was 100% the busiest one we've ever seen. It felt like pre-COVID times, so obviously I didn't work for the company before then, but I've heard stories from family and friends who work there now of like it was always busy. This year was definitely felt like that. We had a lot of customers coming in. A lot of customers spoke to me also, said it did feel like previous sales before COVID. Many years ago we had queues outside. It was busy in store for days. It was really good.
Well, you had 1,500 people in your queue at Fosse Park, didn't you?
Yeah,
first
so
thing
we
in the
opened
morning?
at 6 a.m. So
Which
the first person must have been in the queue at 4.
Yeah,
So it's
that is
insane
like an old
numbers.
school
A
sale
sale,
day,
as we'd call it, yeah.
Definitely. Sales, you used to literally open the doors at 5 a.m. as it used to be back in the day. Customers would come in and within 5 minutes you were launching your floors because that stock had just gone.
It would fly out,
so
yeah.
quickly. So just while we're talking about sale, you mentioned you've just done 5 sales.
5 sales, yeah.
I've worked out I've done over 100 sales throughout my career.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive
It's
figure.
a scary thought, but it's
It's
very
quite exciting as
thought.
well to think you've done 100 sales. I mean, I've got 95 more to at least catch up with you.
Easy.
We'll
Yeah.
get there. We've got a video.
I've got a video here, right.
Is that an old Next Directory book?
I think it is. This is the advert.
TV
isn't it, I
advert
think?
would be, yeah. See, have we run a TV advert for a while?
Not for years. Next sale,
Sale,
written,
yeah.
written in the stars.
It's online ordering. We haven't done it for years, have we?
Yeah, we sometimes do like a bit of a sale
snippet,
short,
yeah.
sale snippet on TV. I think we did this year.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Okay, so what have we got here?
This looks like drone footage from when we first opened.
Open in Fosse Park.
Yeah, it looks
yes,
like
it
it.
is. West Park West.
Well, first thing, old logos, that's changed since.
True, branded, yeah.
Wow.
We've rebranded since we opened. And this was 2021, I think we opened this store?
Yes, it would have been, yeah.
Home still looks pretty
Pretty much the same, yeah. There's also like slight differences as well, like the way we lay out the shop, like compared to when I'm looking at it now.
Fragrance has moved slightly, hasn't it? Room set's still here.
They're like quite different, yeah. They're quite high. When now they're more edits, yeah. Costa,
yeah.
Waterstones.
Both still there and doing
still
really
there,
well.
yeah. Menswear, so menswear's had the new expansion now, so that will look very different.
Yeah, true. And then Tills, we're obviously looking at self-service
now we are, yeah.
Going forward, so that's quite exciting.
A new addition, yeah.
Shoes looking very tidy.
As always. So we'd seen a few years, how much a store can change just in 3-4 years.
Definitely.
Just when you see how massive it is.
And you remember this store being built?
I remember it being built, so I remember when the old Everard's Brewery was there.
Yeah.
And then that got demolished, and then we had COVID, so it was pretty much a building site for a year and a bit, and then I just remember it flew up. Then I just remember driving past, going to school, and then you just see it day by day get bigger and bigger, and then to think now I work there, it's crazy when you think about it.
It is, isn't it? What do you think is important about stores, how they've changed over the years? What do you like about stores now?
What I like about them, I love how modern they are, how self-sufficient they are as well.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is how we've made it so much easier for the customer
to shop,
so they can come in and serve themselves to get their parcel, they don't have to queue, they can serve themselves at the returns lockers.
It's the overall customer experience has come on leaps and bounds.
It feels much easier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they look so much more inspirational. Like the mannequins, the dressings, the equipment that we've got in stores at the moment, like it just feels, you walk in and you do kind of get that wow feeling.
Why do you think Next has been so successful since the beginning?
My personal opinion, I think it's all because of the people that we've got working at Next. We have this real culture in the business of always wanting to do better.
Yeah.
I think whatever level you're at, whatever area of the business you work in, we're always looking for opportunities and always giving feedback and seeking out that next idea that we can move things forward on.
I'd totally agree with that.
It does feel very unique to Next,
It is, yeah.
I think. It's been great chatting with you today, Alfie. I'm sure you'll agree there's lots to look forward to in retail.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.